So this is our Fleetwood Tuscany that we got. This is our pop-up camper. It's a 2005 or I think. And I wanted to do a 360 video so you guys can just kind of look at whatever you want in our new camper that we got, new to us camper. So if you take your phone, you can move your phone around, and you'll be able to see different parts of the camper. Or if you're on a computer, you can click and drag on the video and you'll see all around inside the camper. So this is it right here. We got it a couple months ago, and I figured that I'd kind of just show you guys what this camper is all about. First of all, we have bed right here. This is where the kids mainly sleep. And then if you look over on the other side, this is the other bed over here. It's a little bit bigger on this side than it is on that side, and this is where Krista sleeps. I've opened up all the windows. It's been a beautiful day, so I wanted to open it up and just kind of let some air run through it and kind of get rid of that tent canvasy smell. If you look right here, you have a sink. It comes with a hand pump as well, so you can simply pump up the water. It's not the best system in my opinion, but I may be replacing that with something more like an electric pump in there. Below that, there's a cabinet space right here, and then you guys are sitting on top of the cooktop, which I'll show you guys at the end. Beneath that, there's a mini fridge down here, and then there's another little storage area for your water container if you do bring water with you. Over here are the two seating areas that you have, and there's supposed to be a table that fits in here, but the guy who we bought it from didn't have the table anymore, so it would make for a seating area for having dinner, lunch, or whatever. But from what I've learned and what I've read about people who RV and getting outdoors is that whenever they're doing a meal, they usually wind up eating outside, unless it's like raining or something. And on the trip that we went on, our first trip, I'll link it up in the cards up there if y'all want to check it out. But we found that just sitting right here and using this part of the bed right here as kind of a table, that worked well. And then there's also this little cabinet space right here that someone could eat off of. Now, you know, it could lead to crumbs and a little bit of a mess, but that's one of the reasons why I kind of don't like having the table, because it eliminates all mess inside the camper. So just a thought there for you guys, to keep your camper a little bit more clean. Now, underneath these seats here, first of all, if you have the table, it would fit right here, and you can make an additional bed. But since we don't have the table, that's not going to happen. But you can remove the back and you remove the bottom. And then down in here, we have our hole for our electrical plug to go through so we can plug in to get electricity. There's also an electrical socket right there, and that connects to this aftermarket AC unit. The guy who had it put in, I guess, I don't know if they couldn't do it in the top for whatever reason, or if he just wanted it on the bottom. Which is actually a smart idea, because air conditioners condensate and that water can drip down through the camper and lead to some other problems. But since it's on the side of the camper, then this all the condensation that comes from the unit just drips out onto the floor, which I think is a really smart idea. So we have that electrical, and we keep our hoses in here for whenever we're connecting to water, and for our drainage. We have some jacks in here. We have this stuff. They had it against the window back there. I'm assuming it's for keeping the camper cooler whenever the sun's beating down on it. If you guys have an idea of what else this is used for, let me know down in the comments below. But we found it on that back window over there, like zipped up whenever the window's closed. We have a tarp. We have some paper towels, you know, some leveling blocks and all that type of stuff. Also, on our water hose, we put one of these filters here. This is so that you can have fresh, clean water to drink. It goes on the outside of the camper with the hose connected to it, and this connected to the camper. I'll link some of the products that I like down in the description below if you guys care to check them out. But this is a RV water filter by Camco. And we tasted it. We've used it already. It works great, and it's supposed to last for a good while. Average life 3 months, but I think we can probably go a little bit longer on that since we're not using this like every day, if that makes sense. let's see. So that's this side of it. Mainly all of like the hoses and connections and the stuff you kind of need to get set up and camping. Then on the other side over here, we'll remove these two, and down here we keep some of the cooking stuff that we have. We don't have everything in here, just kind of some things that we've gathered on our first trip of camping. But one thing that the previous owners gave us was this broom right here, and this is really cool. It's, again, made by Camco RV, but this extends out, so it collapses down, and then you can have a easily accessible broom to clean up your floor very easily. In fact, I just used it. I mean, it took just a couple of minutes to get it clean, which was super nice. The hardest thing for me is remembering how these things turn so that it goes back down in. That may have been it. That may have been it, I think. I don't know. But it's a good little broom, and this part closes down too somehow. I see that it's on a hinge here. I've never put it down. There you go. So you can even get a little bit tighter with it so that you have more storage there. We have a couple pots in here. It's just some regular old steel pots that I think we got these from a relative who passed away, and we were cleaning out their house. The camper comes with this. This connects onto the outside of the door, the hard door, and this is what your grill is seated on so that you can do some grilling outside. Pretty cool little thing. I really like that. And then, of course, there is a propane connection hose as well, and we have the quick connect on there too, so that's easy on and off. I really like that as well. I used to sell those whenever I worked at a hardware store. Some Wasp and Hornet spray. You may not think about this, but usually like where you go to plug in and connect everything at the RV site, there's usually some bugs around there like Wasp or Hornet. So keep a bottle of this so you can get rid of those guys. This is a nice little thing too. It's just a little rack with its holes with little storage areas. And last time we put it over here. I can't remember how we connected it, but it was over this thing. And it worked really well. We put our shoes in the bottom. I think we had like maybe some snacks or some shirts or something in there. I can't remember what we used it for. But I do remember shoes being on the bottom because I'm very adamant about taking your shoes off before coming into the camper because that's just room for more mess, and we don't want that. They gave us. We have some cups here that they gave us. A dustpan that goes with the broom, again made by that Camco company. This you probably don't need to get this specific one. Just any dustpan will work. They have some kitchen bags, just some trash bags, and then a power adapter. If you're going to be plugging in a lot of things, you may want to, if you don't know how many outlets you have, or you're not sure of how many things you need to charge and that type of thing, you may want to get one of these outlets to be able to charge all your electronics and whatnot. And then my wife drinks a lot of tea, so there's a tea kettle in here that we can use probably over the campfire. I don't think we're going to use this stove that much because it just make the RV too hot. If you guys don't know, for all the new people here, we're in Louisiana, and Louisiana is usually pretty hot. I guess maybe, right now it's starting to cool down, probably about 80 degrees or so. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, since we're in here, are these curtains here. These were put in by not the guy we bought it from, but the guy before it. His wife made them, and they used Velcro on the little things here to hold it up, and that's nice and all, but I'm noticing my kids pull on it a lot, and so they constantly like falling off, so that's kind of frustrating. Also, I think they use that so they could wash them really easily. Even these right here, the dividers to divide the room sections, these are all Velcro as well, and the kids pull on those as well, so that's a little bit frustrating. I thought maybe a better system might be some magnets, like some neodymium magnets that you could glue onto there. You'd still have the easily accessible way to wash it, but they might stay up there a little bit easier. The other issue though is that these sliders right here are either plastic or aluminum, so a magnet's not going to stick to them, so that's another issue. You've probably noticed a couple of other things in the RV that you're like, what in the world is that doing there? So if you look up, there's this green piece of felt up here. And so what Krista, my wife, has done is whenever we store the camper, she'll take this piece of felt and she'll put some essential oils on it. And then this is what holds the door up. So you just have this piece hanging here, and it kind of just adds some freshness to the RV. Along with this right here, she added this little piece of felt on here with some string, just so that whenever the air conditioner's blowing, she can put some essential oils in there, and it kind of makes it smell a little bit better. There's also a little cup over there, and she put some cotton balls in it, and then she puts essential oils on those as well. You can still smell that one, so it just kind of dissipates, you know, as the time is. We have some games here. We've actually just opened the camper just to, like I said earlier, let it air out, and me and the kids will come in here and we'll play games and whatnot. So we have checkers and some card games there. Fire extinguisher, it comes with a furnace right there, and that's pretty much it. There's two lights right here, and then there's this little plug here. I wasn't too sure what these were, but my friend Carlo said that they have something similar in their RV, and it's some kind of electricity thing. So I've never seen any kind of plug that matches that. So if you guys know anything about that, please let me know in the comments. We got a detector here. I believe that's a smoke detector. I actually haven't looked at it yet. And that's wait, no, down here we have a we're not really using this that much because we just don't want to get it that dirty, and we don't really want to have to deal with the cleanup of it. But there is a commode right here that you can use, and we're gonna basically use this as an emergency potty. If you know something happens and can't get to a potty, but somebody's got to go, they can come here and use the emergency potty. Jacques and I are good at just going in the woods or going down to the bathroom at the bathhouse or whatever. And Amelia and Krista are good. Seems like they're good going to the bathroom as well at the bathhouse. But if it's necessary, we can use this. But it came with there. We're honestly thinking about taking it out and maybe just leaving it in the back of the truck and using this as a space for more storage, because we could use a little more storage in here. I wanted to show you guys the countertop, so I'm going to pick you guys up and y'all can look down and y'all see the setup here. So I'm going to unlatch it. It opens up. It's got these two little doors on the side, and then if you look down, you can see the two. It comes with two burners here, and then the on-off high-low thing right here. That runs off of propane, so it's all connected up to that, which also is out to the grill. So it's just a simple little stove there that we can use, which is good if it's going to be like a rainy day and we can't cook outside. Other than that, we love the RV. If you guys want more videos from us, there's there's not two right there on the screen because this is a 360 video, but there's some. I'll link some up down below. Our first RV adventure. We're about to go on another one in October, which I'm super excited about. We're going to go again with our friends. And yeah, we're going to be traveling more, so I'm excited about that. Thank you guys for watching. As always, thanks for being shiggity shank.